Hey everyone, ready to rock those job interviews?
Oh yeah, we're diving deep today.
Into all the secrets and strategies.
From not one, not two,
but 3 incredible sources on acing those interviews.
and let me tell you, first impressions.
Oh, they're huge EE.
Absolutely massive. You know, there's this one study found that a third of hiring managers, they decide in the first 90 seconds.
90 seconds.
Yep, 90 seconds if they'll move forward with a candidate.
That's barely enough time to say hello and, straighten your tie.
Right. So, yeah, first impressions are everything.
Okay, so that's why this deep dive is so clutch.
Totally.
Because we're going to go way beyond the surface.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the subtle cues, those little things that can really make a difference.
It's not just about your skills on paper.
Right.
It's how you present yourself, that cultural fit.
Oh, that's so important.
It is your problem-solving skills, how you think on your feet.
Okay, so much to unpack.
Let's do it.
Let's start with a pre-interview prep, because one of these articles had me
Oh, yeah.
taking notes like crazy.
I know, right? It goes so much deeper than just checking out the company website.
For real.
It's about digging deep, like on LinkedIn.
Yes.
To get those insights into the team, the company culture.
And recent news articles. Gotta stay updated.
Exactly. Know their latest wins and challenges.
Shows you're paying attention.
Big time. Even industry forums get a feel for the whole landscape.
That's next level.
Gotta go above and beyond, right?
Totally. Okay, but research is just the beginning.
True that.
We gotta talk about the STAR method.
The STAR method.
Have you found that to be super helpful for answering those behavioral questions?
Game changer. It helps you structure your responses.
Yeah.
But one of the sources, it had this cool twist on it.
Okay.
It talked about using the STAR method, but for less common behavioral questions.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like, tell me about a time you had to disagree with your boss.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is, but the STAR method can help you nail it.
So how would you approach that using the STAR method?
Well, you got to set the situation first, right? So maybe a project was heading in a direction you knew wasn't right.
Okay, I see.
Then the task is how you handled that disagreement.
Yeah.
Focusing on clear communication, data-driven arguments.
Be professional about it.
Exactly. Action could be presenting an alternative plan.
Okay.
And the result, well, that's where you show how your approach led to a better outcome.
Boom. Mic drop moment.
Right. Turns a potentially negative situation into a chance to shine.
Love it. Okay, so we tackled that tricky one.
There are more.
Oh, there's always more.
The classics. Tell me about yourself. Why are you interested in this role?
Oh yeah, those are guaranteed to come up.
And what are your strengths and weaknesses?
The dreaded weaknesses question.
But you know what I loved from these sources?
What's that?
They emphasized asking questions back to the interviewer.
Oh yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Not just them grilling you.
Right, shows genuine curiosity, initiative.
It's like you're already part of the team brainstorming together.
Exactly. There was this awesome example. What are some of the biggest challenges the team is facing right now?
I don't like that.
It shows you're ready to jump in, contribute from day one.
Okay, so you've got your research, your questions prepped.
Don't forget practice.
Oh yeah, practice is key.
Like mock interviews, even recording yourself to catch any nervous habits.
Ooh, that's a good tip. You see yourself in a whole new light.
It can feel awkward,
Yeah,
but it's so worth it.
totally. Okay, so you've prepped like a champ. The big day arrives.
Showtime.
You walk through those doors. What's the first move?
First impressions, gotta nail them. One source had this interesting tip.
Right. Yeah.
Arrive 13 to 15 minutes early.
Okay, not 10, not 20, but
13 to 15, the sweet spot.
why so specific?
Shows you're punctual, but not overly eager.
Okay.
And little nugget I learned from a hiring manager, be nice to everyone.
Everyone.
Yep. Receptionist, security guard, even if it's just a quick hello in the elevator.
So, multiple first impressions.
You got it.
Okay, so you've aced the arrival, you're in the hot seat. How do you keep that momentum going?
One source, they were all about storytelling.
Oh, interesting.
Don't just list your skills. Use examples, stories to illustrate them.
Like show, don't tell.
Exactly.
So instead of saying I'm a great communicator,
Right.
You'd say something like, in my previous role, I led a cross-functional team where clear communication was key to meeting deadlines. We implemented weekly progress reports and saw a significant improvement in project efficiency.
Boom. Evidence, baby.
You're not just saying it, you're proving it.
Exactly. And speaking of proving it, gotta be ready for those curveball questions.
Oh yeah, the ones designed to throw you off.
Like, what is your greatest weakness?
Ugh, I hate that one.
This source had a cool approach, though.
Okay, I'm listening.
Choose a weakness that's kind of like a strength in disguise.
Give me an example.
Like, I can be overly detail-oriented, which sometimes slows me down, but it ensures I deliver high-quality work.
Ooh, I like that. You're acknowledging a potential area for improvement, but also highlighting a positive.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Clever. Okay, another classic. Why should we hire you?
This is where all that research comes in handy.
Oh, I see.
Connect the dots between your skills and their needs.
Show them you've done your homework.
Exactly. Highlight specific projects, initiatives they're working on.
But you're already part of the team.
That's the goal.
Okay, what about where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Don't get too specific. Don't box yourself in.
Right.
Focus on growth within the company, aligned with their mission.
So something like, I'm eager to develop my expertise in a specific area and contribute to your company's continued success.
Nailed it. You're ambitious, but also thinking about their big picture.
Perfect. Okay, any other in the moment tips for like actually being in the interview?
One that really stuck with me, it's about reading the room.
Reading the room.
Yeah. Pay attention to their body language.
Oh, okay.
Adjust your communication accordingly.
So like if they're leaning in, making eye contact,
Good sign.
they're engaged.
But if they're like checking their watch, fiddling with a pen,
Might need to switch things up.
shorten your answers, ask a question to re-engage them.
Exactly. Be adaptable, responsive.
Got it.
And speaking of engaging, when you wrap up, always end by asking a few thoughtful questions.
Oh yeah, those prepped questions.
Keeps the conversation going, shows you're interested.
And one source had this killer closing line.
Tell me.
Something like, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your insights about, mention something specific from the conversation. I'm really excited about the possibility of joining your team.
Boom. Personalized, memorable.
Leaves a lasting impression.
But hold on, the work's not done yet.
There's more.
Oh yeah, the post-interview follow-up. That's a whole other game.
We'll dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait.
Okay, so you aced the interview, walked out of there feeling like $1 million. But hold up, the game ain't over yet.
Right. What about that post-interview follow-up?
Oh, it's crucial. These sources, they had some serious wisdom on this.
Yeah, one called it the hidden handshake.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. Solidifying that connection you made.
Absolutely. And the thank you note,
Oh yeah, gotta send that.
essential. But these sources, they took it up a notch.
What do you mean?
Beyond just, thanks for your time.
Right, gotta make it memorable.
Exactly. Think of it like a mini cover letter.
Okay.
Reiterate your enthusiasm, highlight specific points that stood out to you.
Oh, so like mentioning something you learned about their company culture.
Yes. Or a particular project you found interesting.
It shows you were paying attention.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like you remember their name, makes
Yeah.
them feel special.
Right. But one source, they went even further.
Oh.
What'd they say? They suggested a handwritten note.
Whoa. Old school.
Especially if you're in a creative field.
Adds that personal touch.
Like you getting birthday card in the mail. It's just different.
It is. Shows you went the extra mile.
Okay, so thank you note, check. But then the waiting game.
The worst part.
I know, right? You're checking your email every 5 seconds.
Totally. But one source had a good point.
What's that?
Look back at the job posting, any emails they sent.
Okay.
See if they mention a timeline for their decision. Respect that. Wait till it's passed before reaching out.
Don't want to seem too pushy.
Exactly. But if that time frame has passed and you're still in the dark,
Yeah, what then?
follow up. One source even gave a script.
Oh, cool.
Something like, hope the hiring process is going well, still very interested, would love an update when you have one.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Gets the message across. Okay, now let's talk virtual interviews.
Oh yeah, those are becoming more and more common.
They are. One source emphasized treating them just as seriously as in-person interviews.
Right, even if you're in your PJs.
Exactly. Professionalism is key. They also said, test your tech beforehand.
Oh, that's so important. Make sure your internet's good, your camera, microphone, all that.
You don't want any tech fails during the interview.
Choppy audio, accidentally being on mute, it's a nightmare.
It is. And speaking of appearances, your background matters too.
What do you mean?
Clean, uncluttered background, no distractions for the interviewer,
Oh, right.
no piles of laundry, no band posters.
Got to keep it professional.
Absolutely. Now, what about eye contact? Tricky in a virtual setting, right?
Yeah, where do you even look?
Look at the camera, not the person's face on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Feels weird at first, but it makes a difference.
Creates that illusion of eye contact.
Exactly. Conveys confidence, engagement.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other virtual etiquette tips?
Minimize distractions. Tell your family you need quiet time. Silence your phone. Close unnecessary tabs.
Create your own little interview bubble.
That's the idea. Give them your full attention.
Okay, all great tips.
But even with the best prep, curveballs happen.
Oh yeah, those unexpected questions. Tricky situations.
That's where our next segment comes in, real life interview stories.
Ooh, juicy. Let's hear them. Okay, so we've covered a ton about acing those job interviews.
From pre-interview prep to like nailing those virtual vibes.
But you know what I love about these sources?
What's that?
They get real about those like curveballs that pop up.
Oh yeah, because interviews don't always go exactly as planned, right?
And one source had this amazing story
Oh.
about a candidate who totally froze up
Oh no.
when they were asked about their biggest weakness.
I hate that question.
They just blanked, like complete panic.
Oof, I can feel the secondhand embarrassment.
But then what they did next was so smart.
What'd they do?
They took a deep breath and they said, "That's a great question, and I want to give you an honest answer. Would it be all right if I took a moment to gather my thoughts?"
Whoa. That's good.
The interviewer was totally cool with it.
Yeah.
And it gave the candidate a chance to like regroup,
Total composure.
turn a disaster into a moment to shine.
Right. Shows you can handle pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, another source tackled the question of explaining gaps in your resume. Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It can be.
What did they recommend? Be upfront about it, honest. Frame it in a positive light.
Okay, I like that.
Like if you took time off to care for a family member,
Yeah.
highlight the skills you gained during that time.
Ah, so like organization, time management.
Exactly. Shows you're adaptable, resourceful.
Okay, here's one I get asked a lot.
Hit me.
What if they ask about salary expectations and you're just like not sure what to say?
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one.
Don't want to undersell yourself, but
You
also
don't want to price yourself out.
right. So what do you do
This source, they said to do your research.
on industry averages?
Yep. Have a range in mind.
So instead of a specific number,
You could say something like, based on my experience and the market rate, I'm looking for something in the range of insert range here.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Shows you've done your homework.
Right. But one source, they suggested something kind of bold.
Oh. Tell me more.
They said flip the script.
Flip the script.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Ask the interviewer about their salary range for the position.
Whoa. That's a power move.
It can be. Depends on the situation and your comfort level.
Yeah.
But if you're feeling confident, you've built a good rapport.
It could work.
It shows you're not afraid to negotiate.
That you know your worth.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered those tricky questions.
Lots of great advice.
But as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to talk about mindset.
Oh yeah, that's so important.
It is. It's not just about the tactics.
It's about the attitude.
One source said, an interview is not an interrogation, it's a conversation.
I love that.
It's a chance to connect, share your story.
Takes the pressure off.
So how do we shift from nervous and intimidated to like confident and empowered?
Yeah, how do we do that?
One source said, practice gratitude.
Gratitude
Yeah. Before the interview, take a moment to appreciate the opportunity, the skills you have.
changes your whole perspective.
And remember, rejection is part of the process.
It's true. Not every interview will be a yes.
And that's okay. One source, they called it a learning experience.
Each one teaches you something.
It's like that Thomas Edison quote, "I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
Every interview, yes or no, brings you closer to the right fit,
That's the goal, right? Finding the right opportunity for you.
where you can thrive, grow, contribute.
Exactly. So as you're on your job search journey, embrace the process, learn from every experience.
And never underestimate the power of your own story.
You got this. These skills you're honing, communication, confidence, resilience.
They'll serve you well in interviews and beyond.
So go out there, rock those interviews, and keep shining.
Ooh, we're cheering you on.